All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special episode today. Today, this is the first episode of the Guestlist Podcast on the official No Request Radio.
With actual good production.
Shit.
This is the first time we've actually sounded like normal human beings on camera.
Yeah, no, this is a big one. And it wouldn't be this big if it wasn't for the man, the myth, the legend, Ezra Jermale in the house. Give it up. Can we get some?
And I really appreciate that. My bad. My mic was on muty. What's up, everybody?
Show your dick.
Welcome. So, yeah.
Sure, Quinn.
Hey, man, it's time to make that TikTok money, bro. We're putting this episode everywhere.
Damn.
We got a lot to talk about. And just to like kick it off here, why don't you give us a little introduction of yourself and talk about No Request Radio, because this has to be, I want this to be the first kind of thing we launch out with here. Let them know what's going on, and give us a little intro, man. Let's hear it.
My bad. I just took a fat ass dab. Motherfucker went to speak and just coughed.
Hey, you nab it out. You said, yeah, you look like you're sitting in a lecture.
Well, I always got to be so, back straight and everything when I'm doing the
professional
recordings. So anyway, executive producer, director for No Request Radio Chicago, which sounds crazy. I don't know. Which is like you just go online and just look up a bunch of time.
Yeah, put that on your LinkedIn, bro. This sounds very professional.
But we're keeping it super pro. It is under my umbrella corp called Auditory Mirage. And I manage a few artists as well as throw events. So adding a radio station is the third thing that is under Auditory Mirage, which is pretty cool. So basically how this whole thing, I pulled up on Quinn one day. I seen Guest Listed, and I jumped on the dick.
He slid through hot in a motherfucker. He took a hit and he went, listen, man, I got this fucking idea, man.
And now we're here, man.
Here we go.
That's what I like to hear.
So honestly, to keep it all the way real with y'all, somebody on EDM Chicago, bless that dude, because he gave me the idea a long time ago. He's like, man, why don't we don't have a radio station? Everybody was hee hee ha ha. That dude probably killed himself. No, I'm playing. God, I'm focused for that.
Oh shit!
But this was back in the day, bro. Motherfuckers, I have a motherfucker feeling some type of way in that bitch. Banned. Anyway, so the dude, whatever had happened, but I'm just thinking like, nah, he's on to something. Like, that is one thing that we don't have. I know we have not power. Damn, I don't know why I said Power 92, but the other energy. Don't we still have energy?
103.1.
I feel like we got another one too that's like
103.4.
just straight EDM. But anyway, it's just a hybrid podcast is this thing that is more music with the perfect amount of conversation. And, I'm a little bit older, so we came up in the radio days, hard as fuck. And you just remember a bunch of content and then a bunch of commercials. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, a bunch of music with a little bit of talking, but it's the content that you want to hear instead of like a bunch of fucking commercials. You know what I mean?
Sometimes the commercials are not that bad.
Now that this is the thing, we love commercials. So, sometimes, but our commercials are going to be more like us putting you guys on to different things in the city. So, different restaurants, different things that are going on, street fest, this and that, everything Chicago. We just want to tap in if people are really, jumping on the streams and really listening to us. We want to make sure that we're doing right by the platform.
Yeah, man, get those sponsorships. Get a couple of people, sponsor 100%. Some fucking OnlyFans accounts.
Which is huge, man.
This dude still want to see the shit.
Guest listed OnlyFans coming soon, man.
Well, either way, man, this is like a much needed for the city. I know we kind of talked about this before, and yeah, shout out to that guy in EDM Chicago. We don't know his name, but
Man, we don't know his name.
yeah, we don't know his
that
name.
That guy's not right, man. He's not right with us.
Yeah, he's cool. But let's go back and now, obviously, I know you from the DJ world, from the the performance, the entertainment here. But tell a little about your background, man. You have been in the scene for a long time, my friend, and you have a lot of insight. You have a lot of knowledge, and you go way back to the talent that has been coming through the doors. Talk about how you got your start, and where it led to you at where you're at right now.
So, a shout out to Red Rigo. Red Rigo made me who I am today. And shout out to Brex. He's my guy out of Detroit, who also is a very big mentor to my career. So those are my two guys. And I mean, it's something for what I can give to other artists, I think. Even I was just in here having a training session with a young lady. And it's just like the different methods, and I just see so many times like how he really like taught me the fucking ground, like a little bit of music theory that had to do with DJing, you know what I'm saying, that I got that keeps me from using a lot of facts, that doesn't have me oversaturating on, a lot of the other bullshit gimmicky things that DJs do. So
list them out.
No. So
fuck it, I'll do it.
So basically just training, man. Like I even like think about it like just being in the crib on a fucking table, just fucking he gave me my first deck, like everything.
What year was this?
This had to have been 13.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. Put some.
That's a golden year right there,
you make
man.
it sound like this happened in 1838.
Nah, man, it was shit.
The light of fire.
So maybe like 13, and then like pushing forward, and I just remember even some artists, bigger artists that I used to like tail back in the day, and this is like a real ass story for you, is man, Buddy, and I wasn't hating on Buddy because he was doing me a favor, right? But he was in the crib smashing this chick, and I was sitting in the rain. Listen, here go the story, right? So I had traveled all the way. This is when my grandma still stayed in Elk Grove. So I traveled by train all the way to the city, and it was raining and shit, from downtown Union, pink line, all type of shit, green, pink, blue, blue, blue. So I get to his crib, he's like, man, you gotta give me a minute. I'm like, all right. So, they're smashing. Now, it wasn't pouring rain. You know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't gonna sit up and lie to you. But, it was rain. Rain catches, to your clothing. You start getting wet.
Yeah, this sounds... Oh, really?
So you outside.
Yeah, this sounds like... I'm happy you gave the context.
This is the guy who got you started, though.
So I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? So I hide the bag. Bag is secured. You know what I'm saying? But... the moral of the story is like these are just some of the things that is the reason why I let people into my house. You know what I'm saying? These are one of the reasons why I let people on the decks, because I know how it was. I think about that shit. I think how hard it was to get deck time on CDJs and people just get time. Why are you using controllers? Man, I was taking my controller.
Hey, man.
Shout out to Trinium. Gave me my fucking, bro, that I know it sucks that they went on under because they really gave like a lot of locals, put a lot of motherfuckers on.
I remember
Amanda Jane. I will forever love Amanda Jane. Yeah, Amanda Jane and both of them, man.
Yeah.
For real, I'll forever be grateful. And I know they got to sit back and just like, I know they're not really in it and everybody's living good. I'm glad everybody's doing well. I talked to everybody recently. And, and it's just like even Red Rico's even said to me like, man, like, bro, I put my head down and I fucking really went after it. So I started off as the Drop King. So the Drop King.
Okay, you want to define that?
Shit, I don't even know if it could be defined any better than the name. To be honest with you, and I was the fucking. The trap shit came at a nigga's throat.
You're not terrifying that is, who's here tonight? The Drop King.
And I'm not lying either. It's still on my SoundCloud. It's still some heavy shit to this day. Like, it's like literally timeless if you Love that old trap, like heavy festival. Like I was calling it festival trap.
Yellow
but the
Claw.
nigga was
Oh no,
still
that's what I have.
Yellow
No, I have a
Yellow Claw.
Yeah.
Man.
I was right.
Moxie, bro.
Steve
what I'm
Aoki
saying?
was doing a lot of that
With
stuff too.
Flostradamus was relevant.
Floss.
You know?
Yep.
So that was just a great time. Like that was, and I think about that, like the energy that you pour out on the decks when you play trap and dub. Cause man, play some heavy shit, bro. I even still got the set. So my last one that I ever did was for Too Short of Palooza. This is like, skip forward a little bit, and we're start throwing shows and stuff like this. And that's probably the last Dove set. I did a 2-hour set in the house, and I'm talking about for like an hour and 10 minutes. I fucking smoked these motherfuckers.
We gotta
They
figure
said
this
that
out.
this was I still have that.
Yeah, I
set,
know.
and I was thinking about like
Bringing it back. Yeah, we need to have the
I was
Drop
thinking
King on the
about it,
podcast,
man.
bro.
I was thinking about it.
I want to go see the Drop King.
That shit. I play some bass, but what's kind of crazy is I took that like bass mentality and brought it to house. Like, not exactly per se like chopping tracks or anything, but I definitely brought like
It's weight here.
the meshing and like I'm just a mesh king. Like that's all I do.
Drop
Like, there's
King to the
not a
mesh king.
single track that I don't mesh together for at least a minute, minimum.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I just don't play that shit. So I mean, and like a lot of people don't realize too, it does a lot of the work for you. So what's wrong with it? And maybe I'm giving secrets away. I don't know. But put your fucking sets together. I don't know if the stigma like got back in the day, like pre-recorded sets, and I used to like dig and like ask like 100 people, like, what the fuck does that mean, pre-recorded? Like that's not what I'm doing. Like how I didn't record anything. So what the fuck are y'all talking about? So basically I got down to the bottom of it, and I still deemed my style because I will always believe and feel that you gave me a time slot for a reason, and I am to do with that time slot every possible thing that I can do with that time slot, whether it's opening or any other time that you give me. But even with opening, I got so good at that. I got so versatile. I got just even with where I am now is kind of mind blowing actually. But Drop King, and then Ezra Jermale came, and here we are. Just can't even really think of the. I'm just like trying to give you like a more definite of the crossover, and I just don't really remember. I know what I did. I did 2 sets on SoundCloud, and they're still on there. They're called Split 1 and Split 2. And that was the last recorded bass set that I ever did. And that shit's heavy.
How far back is that? 2013? 15? 2015?
No, like 17.
17? That's still the
like
golden era, yeah.
17.
So then when did you make that transition from, because I know Trinium, when was that to house? How did that happen?
Split 1 and Split 2. Split 1 and Split 2
That's
is
what it
when,
was?
and I don't know really. So what it was I started with house. House was the easiest thing to learn. I mean, everybody knows that house is the easiest thing to learn on, and I couldn't wait to get to electro house. Still love electro house. I would go see the fuck out some Nervo. Fuck you. I'm going to see Doves. I'm going to see W&W. I'm going to see all that shit.
Hey man, I was there too. I was
They
there
put a
too.
festival with all them niggas together. I mean, there was a little shorts on.
Go see some Dev.
Shaking straight ass.
Fucking go see Far East Movement.
Man, but all joking aside, like, I mean, that's where I came in. I came in Spring Awakening, like, this little nigga, man, just didn't know what in the fuck
You were gonna spin.
I was prepared. I just had no.
No,
But what it was, I think I was hooked. I seen bingo players. The motherfuckers walking
Right.
in balls across the fucking. I'm just like.
That was 2017. You said, was that the year that
was-
Borgore
no,
dropped a fucking big room set? Do you remember that at Spring Awakening? Borgore
Spring
main
Awakening.
stage. It was like
Spring Awakening. No, so listen.
I'll never forget.
Let's go
that shit,
back.
man. I thought that was the same year. It took
Let's
me
go
by
back a few.
surprise.
Let's go
too.
back a few more, and everybody's gonna feel me on this. 13, 14, 15.
good
as
year.
Soldier.
Best years.
That's
best years,
when
best
you know.
years.
That's when I really, 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 you know, what I'm saying, got my cup full. Cause you talking about at like between the ass and the music and just Chicago's
That was
finest
golden,
people.
golden years.
I mean, I
man.
know it was a shit show, but honestly, like it was still some of Chicago's finest people because I still talk to some of my best friends to this day that I met at that festival. But what it really, I seriously think it was walking into the field and then looking over and seeing like everybody on the field and Tiesto was up in there
Yep.
crushing them,
Yeah, that shit.
crushing something.
Yep.
Like, and I think Steve Aoki or something was before that. Like, come on, y'all gotta. Like, these are when them motherfuckers are still coming up. Like, motherfuckers used to knock shit off the fucking park.
Yeah.
Carnage, I don't give a fuck what you say. Them niggas used to knock shit out of the park
Yep.
back in the day.
Yep.
Like, I know this makes whatever, man. Niggas still
Yeah,
have
I
tracks
think that
you
was
never
like
heard.
around that time. That was like when like
Trap. It just you could be
like
a shitty DJ. The trap
that-
was so
yeah,
hard.
They that's when they really started just putting everything into that EDM category, and it actually was like an actual. Because I
Diplo was getting hot.
remember the day like when I went back down to school, and now randomly everyone's playing like trap style. Like before they call it just trap. You know, when it first came out, they was calling it trap style or whatever the fuck, right? And I remember the first time I went to a party and I heard that. I think they were playing Floss, and I, in my mind, went to myself, I didn't know that was possible because I had never heard like quote unquote EDM trap music before. So I'm like, motherfuckers start a rap for 15 seconds and then stop, and then it's just some shit. Like,
Right.
Nah, but those years, the Soldier Field has a special place in my heart too, man. That was like what really got me into electronic music was like when you saw that performance being done on that field, man, and you were like, oh shit, like this is a goddamn movement. And Big Room and all that stuff. I mean, Dioro was the one who got me into electronic music. I don't know if you know if you fuck with his stuff. Oh, is it too loud? Sorry, guys. No, you're good. Yeah, that he was the one who. I mean, same thing with WW, Borgore, all those guys. But I'll say this, man. From there to make your transition into this house and to like continue to do that, and we've seen you play at Prism. We've seen you play at you've had house calls. What's your favorite venue in the city to play out of all the ones that you've played at?
Prism was something serious on some real shit, like just the hospitality, how they treated me, just the communication. I don't think a lot of these DJs and promoters understand the etiquette of hospitality and communication. It's just like you guys really don't understand how like a lot of highs and thank yous and pleases get you a really long way. And then are you okay, or is this okay, or just sometimes just questions, sometimes the right question at the right time. You know, a lot of people do too much assuming, and you know, it's just crazy. So that no, I don't know, man.
Prism was a dope show, man. When we saw you there, you had the whole scene
Own
out.
that,
You were jumping around, man.
Shout out to everybody that
was a
came
good
out
time.
to that shit.
That was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was blasted.
That was a good one, man. I really, really, really appreciate that one. I think about that still to this day. Fucking set. That's another set that's on the cloud too. If you ever get intrigued, that was.
We're gonna link. We gotta link all your stuff.
Shit
here,
going.
bro.
There was some
Everything.
magical shit.
Yeah. You guys want to go to space? You guys want to go to any sort of
To a space colony.
Shit. Shout out to Kansas City, man. Play down there. That was some dope ass shit. Like, well, you didn't really. You asked me in Chicago, my man.
Does Chicago have like the most, because playing other venues outside of the city, like do you get a nostalgic kind of vibe where you're like, damn, I miss Chicago, like that's where I want to play?
Everything in this world makes me miss Chicago. It's crazy. People think, some of this place just ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I hope.
I feel you.
And it's just like,
it's the right kind
just
of
gonna
fast.
leave it there. But man, I've been halfway around the world and just missed the fuck out of home. Like, Amsterdam is probably the only place in this world where I did not get homesick. I was in Marseille.
They ain't got no damn laws up there, boy. That's a wild west.
I'm telling you, man. I was in like Marseille, France,
Holy
fucking
shit.
Savona, Italy, all these different places, and just was like, man, I need to go home. And it wasn't because of the culture shock. It wasn't because I was over there for like 5 weeks, bro. Motherfucker wasn't really, and I started in Amsterdam. You know what I'm saying? So I had already broke that shit to begin with, and a lot of people don't realize the language barrier isn't as bad as they think. So anybody, oh man, I don't know, you fuck stupid or something, because there's so many motherfuckers speak English, it's ridiculous. And then to learn the couple phrases and the couple sayings to get by is not that hard. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other different translations. It's not that bad. So, but Chicago, man, I'm telling you, Amsterdam was.
That's on my list, man.
Me and Felicia. So we met these French. All right, so look.
You about to talk shit about the French?
Story time. So me and Felicia are in Amsterdam, and we meet up with this chef's sister. Felicia was like, went all over working with this chef, big badass chef, blah, blah, blah. He's like Tunisian, so his sister like lived in Amsterdam or France, blah, 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 blah. Her and her boyfriend wanted to meet up with us because they got us our Tomorrowland passes. So, long story short, we're like kicking it in Amsterdam. Like, and they're like, man, we got to take you to the red light district. We're like, hell yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, yeah. You square up with them. Let's go.
So,
should have said that
So
sooner.
they're like, man, listen, so the blue light is the light that you don't want unless you want the blue light.
Wait, what the fuck is the blue
So
light?
the blue light is trans, and then the red light was regular women.
Oh,
you know
okay.
What I'm saying? So, out there, they're like, at least tell you, you know what I'm saying? Listen, that might be your forte, but at least, you know what I'm saying?
They do a
etiquette?
lighting system?
Yeah, so at least you don't stick your hand in the wrong pocket.
Right, you fuck around and you go into one place, it's just a bunch of green lights, and you like, what the fuck green mean?
It's just an accident. You say, hey, man, hey.
You see that green light, so what that mean? Oh, actual aliens.
Right, like, hey,
You like-
lady, I just, my hand went in the wrong pocket.
You want some pussy from
Wrong
Mars?
with that?
That's
You
fun.
better be careful
So,
getting drunk out there. What do you mean, red light?
It's mixed together, turn
Which
purple.
one's the good one? Fuck.
This one's indigo. What does that mean?
I already know. Hey, I'm ready to go.
So, man.
One light is just off.
Oh shit.
So we're going down, we're walking in. We, hit a bar, having some drinks, everything's cooling, and then they're like, man, we gotta put you on some shit. We like, all right, what the fuck? So they're like, go in here, put the fucking quarter in the machine. We're like, oh shit.
A quarter?
Put the quarter in the machine, bro. Or it might have been was it €1? It wasn't more than
I'm not gonna
it
do
wasn't more than €5.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't more than €5. It was So you put the euro in there, and the fucking sheet goes up. Everybody's in the fucking same watching this dude fucking smash his fish. He's got a fucking mohawk. Everybody's got leather on. Look like they just came from a fucking biker bar. just blonde chick buddies they're just mowing down.
So wait, can they see you?
No, nobody can see anybody, bro. So you can hear everybody. So is banging on the wall. There's this Armenian dude across, bro. He's like, yeah, man, fuck that bitch, bro. he's like mowing her down, and he like, buddy, like freezes up. He's like, what's up, buddy? You okay? You a Charlie horse? bro, everybody was in this motherfucker crying. And I'm like, like the dude, anybody that was in there trying to whack one couldn't even whack one because everybody's in this bitch fucking falling out, bro. Like trying not to touch nothing. Funny as shit.
I'm thinking like
it really looks like he had a Charlie horse too. That's why, like, dude, listen, everybody fell over in this grab. He went in with the hand on his hip. Like, look, the motherfucker thought he was going down.
He had a sport injury.
It looked, bro. It ain't look good. It
pulled a hammy.
Hey, motherfucker was like, hey, these
he was the first motherfucker to split his tibia.
Motherfuckers in timeout.
Timeout.
Bro, motherfuckers like, what happened? We come out there literally leaking tears.
So that's wild. So like, and you can pretty much go to this thing like at any point in the day, right, and put the money in.
I'm pretty sure.
So that means it's like somebody is just in there smashing it every second of the day. Like,
it's one hell of a profession, man.
So you go in there and like you like actually pick like a movie and shit. You're like, okay, go with the banker chick or go with the. One had like started already.
It's like, my bad.
You don't want to go in the middle. I guess you can't go in the middle. I was like, man, what if I wanted to get in on the end?
Bro, the credits done rolled already, bro. It's done. It ain't nothing but a mess at this point.
I'm ready. Let's go to Amsterdam. I want to see some of this.
Man, that's a story for a whole nother episode, but they just banned everything.
We'll wait for the Drop King to come on. Then we'll do that story.
Oh my God, bro. All right.
Yeah, that's man. Funny. But Germany is even more crazy. So go there and they will let you skip the line if you're in your boxers or if the ladies are just in their bra and panties because they have like these clubs where they just and they're smashing. Like straight, like Blade, like
Blade.
That's just the first thing that comes to mind. Blade. It's the first thing that comes to mind, bro. Because you can just imagine these motherfuckers in there at the techno. Yeah. We're in this park called Mauer Park, bro. They start hitting the techno at like 5 p.m. on a Sunday. We were like, what in the fuck? Like, what in the world? Wow. It was great, but like, you know, like it started getting a little dark.
They not doing that here.
Like, man, y'all smoking fucking bubbles and shit. Like, hold on, man, it's not moving around.
There's a lot going on, man.
And we were tripping sack, bro.
There was a lot going on. Wow.
I had passed around a bunch of motherfucking acid and shit. So like, we had met a Canadian, what was it? A Canadian and an Australian, and then the other two people lived in Berlin. And she like took us to a couple off the beaten paths, like type shit. So
what kind of music bang? Techno, you said?
Bro, you know, techno? That's all heavy techno. When I was on a cruise ship, obviously they got to play like whatever they consider a little bit more commercial, which was actually hardstyle. So we're like on a fucking in the club and like they'll play like some shit and then like you know how like we'll go a little bit later and start hitting like oh yeah bro like straight bam, 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 bam. Like went back to the room got a pill like fuck it.
That's everybody over there fucking man. Hardstyle that's the only thing.
Got all this shit.
Hardstyle is music for either fucking fighting or somebody about to get it. Just ding, ding.
But yeah, I shoved a sheet of acid in a fucking book and took it with and I tripped in like 4 or 5 different countries. Shit was phenomenal.
You did Europe
just
right.
Sitting in Vondel Park in fucking Amsterdam, just like rolling up, fucking. We go get a fucking Fat Boy Heineken's. Heineken comes. It's like they fucking just brewed the shit and just like slid it to you.
It's coming off a tree.
And these motherfuckers are like, what the fuck are you drinking Heineken for? It's like, what the fuck? It's like, do you understand how long this shit takes to get over there in the fucking barrel? I don't know when the fuck I get it out of the bottle, the bullshit bottle. I mean, this bottle even looks better. The fuck? This, bro, Heineken, like they fucking was like, they stamped it on your name and dropped it off at your fucking hotel door, like for you. It was like, oh, we heard you were in fucking country, bro. Here. It's like it was the most phenomenal shit, and don't ever let it be on tap. You just give me the fucking keg. Yeah. Like, it's unreal.
I'm taking mental notes right now, man.
Another one was on the drinking side was going in Berlin because you could drink on the street and just walk in the store, get a fucking 22 or did they do 22s? So get a 22, fucking return it, get 20 17 cents on your next beer, crack it and walk back out of the motherfucker.
What the fuck are they doing over there?
I was like, this is the most efficient shit I've ever seen in my life.
I'm ready.
I thought we were free.
This is the most efficient shit I've ever seen in my life.
This is America,
sold.
right? Is this
Yeah,
freedom? I thought we were.
Yeah, their
I thought we were
bars.
supposed to be
just,
free, bro.
This bar fucking open 24 hours a day, and like slid over there at 5:30 just to go take a shot. But like, I gotta do this one time.
Where else? Where else they right at that point? Yeah.
I woke up out my slumber, had an egg sandwich. I felt like a shot.
You know, this is all good to know, man. This is the type of shit
bro,
that like
I'll
I've
put
been
you
waiting to
on,
hear
bro.
about.
I'll put you on, bro. It's like
Let's go.
the fucking
Right now.
Let's set up a trip.
just blind, bro.
No Request Radio.
We're super blind.
First
and
Amsterdam
they hated
edition.
on me.
Let's go.
And then Americans hated on me so bad. They're like, "Oh, you just go over there for a couple days." And I was like, "Bro, I've been here for 3 weeks. I've been here for 3 weeks, and I got
a
2
home.
more."
I have a family. I have
here's
3
the
kids.
Kicker.
I
Here's the
can't even
kicker.
remember my real name anymore.
Let me tell you. So
Johansson.
it also ruined festivals for me too, because the price that we paid and everything that we did for 5 weeks was mind blowing. And then we went back and really put that into terms with like music festivals, and it changed us because we ended up selling the tickets and not going to Tomorrowland. Because we're like, dude, we loved Amsterdam so much. We actually went back and then rented an Airbnb in Utrecht, which is like a suburb, which is like Schaumburg to Chicago type shit. So you just take a train over there, and it was like, we get there, it's like this fucking penthouse at the top. It gives us like bikes to fucking ride everywhere. There's fucking like sheep. It's like, oh, what in the
Living it
fuck?
up.
Go to the fucking dispensary. This fucking chick. This is the only one when you're in Amsterdam, like their coffee shops, everything's got everything. We go to the country, it says Amnesia OG. What the fuck made me buy the Amnesia? I don't fucking know. But so the AMG OG, I remember some of these strains too, and for me to remember some of this shit is wild. But and the Nugent Nugget, bro, these were some like
Now see, that
were
sounds normal. That's fine.
Real greenhouse of like
Yeah.
in the spot. This is like whatever they grew. So this fucking lady, they ain't got shit on shit. They talking about the fucking hot deal for the 30 or whatever they talking about. So I'm scooping. Listen, bro, smoke weed. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Nigga, it was called Amnesia.
I'm not even talking about
okay, I was about to
just
say.
saying the fact that I just have a menu into which I can decide on what to smoke. So
And what year was this?
I blew so much money. I probably blew $1,000 on weed.
What year was
Fact.
this? What year was this again?
Easy. Huh?
What year was this again?
18? 17? 18?
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, they're starting to step up the game out here, but like nothing. Like I could tell, like you said, the hospitality.
So-
like it felt like an actual like.
Amsterdam will always.
It's like how you would take
just-
care of somebody.
I'm not gonna say just
I wanna
on
be out
weed,
there.
but just like in coffee shops alone. So like to get a coffee, so now you're like understanding, like, man. So get back to the Amnesia thing. So I don't know if the bag got swapped up or what the fuck happened. Plastered. I have never been so coherently plastered in my life. They might have had what I call that shit paralyzed. 'Cause this shit was like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, we about to fucking lose the whole day. What the fuck? She looks in the corner, it's a fucking espresso machine. That's the reason why I have a $700 espresso machine in another room. Cause that shit brought me back to life. I never ever really like got with coffee. You know what I'm saying? I know you was drinking fucking Frappuccino from Starbucks, look cute and shit. You know,
You guys got a $700
make
coffee
it,
machine.
poke your chest out, make it look like you're doing something. I mean, you know how I go. So to like get a good espresso, like, you know what I'm saying? We were already drinking coffees and shit, but I was drinking, you know, once again, little cutesy shit with my chest out. So
a little cafecito, just a little bit of little English muffin.
with your chest out. So, man, I never, bro. I'm telling you, like, this is some of the fucking highest. But one of the craziest things is these motherfuckers take shit to the next level. So don't go there and smoke nothing that they give you. Nothing.
This is for the locals.
We give this to the sheep. Fast forward.
Some next level shit, man.
So fast
Jesus,
forward.
called
So we're
amnesia.
in
Jesus.
man,
I
put
keep
me
thinking
down,
of that.
bring me back. I know.
You got some stuff that's just this one's called catatonic.
So when we're in Italy, before we get on the boat, we meet this guy named Savone. He's a paramedic, and I'm looking at the motherfucker while we're at the hotel, and I'm like, he speak English. And I hear him say something, and I was like, yeah, he speak English. So we ended up fucking rapping with dude, super cool. He tells us about his friend named George in Rotterdam. Why do we end up going to George? Me and Felicia could have got killed, bro. I swear to God. So we ended up going to visit George. So we got the little crib in Utrecht, right? So Rotterdam is like their third big city. You know what I mean? Like, as a matter of fact, is that their cap? No, let me stop lying right now. So that's one of the biggest ports in that side of Europe or whatever. So we hop on a train and go to fucking George and Julia's house. This shit is wild, right? So George and Julia. So they're fucking
Murderers.
So they're super dope. Guess what I do with them? Go over there, put a bunch of acid in their mouth, we all trip off.
I think you have the best Europe story I've heard.
Well, yeah, I think that's
Jesus
like
Christ.
I think that's like one of the,
man, this
like
is
going
crazy.
somewhere and
This is
actually having a
eye-opening,
guide.
bro.
I got the best story about George and Julia. So
The Netflix
I
series.
personally, I gotta call them and see if they're still doing well. So they even reached back out to me, and they're like, "Man, you changed our lives. You really, you really did a lot." So this is what happened, right? So we woke up back to the whole don't smoke anything from anybody out there, and it's not because all wiki stick like fucking stupid Americans like embalming fuel and shit. They smoke spliffs in Europe.
Jesus Christ.
So they're putting the fucking tobacco. Listen, Felicia fucking almost didn't make it one day. Like she did. She like, oh man, that's a spliff, dude. She like, what? It like hit her, bro. I was like, damn. They were like, what? Now we're like, nah, man, we just didn't know. Blah blah blah. We finna roll. So we're sitting in like one of these, it's a bar with a hookah lounge because you can go in the bar and roll up on the fucking bar. So I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? So I find a bar. They talking about 3 Coronas for 15. I'm like, listen, Felicia, we finna watch soccer today. But we coolin'. We see a bunch of Swiss people sitting in the corner. Everybody sitting in the big roundabout. I'm like, man, can we join you fucking roll splits with America? But we're cool Americans. You gotta say that shit these days.
I'm not racist.
So shit, right? I promise you, we're cool Americans. So, but they were cool. They spoke like a little English. Not all of them did, but just passing around a joint and then passing around. They're just like, holy shit, this is so much better. Like, this is so much cleaner. So back to George and Julia, they're like, man, bro, we're not fucking. I get off work, I fucking smoke, man. It's over with. It's done. I'm like, nigga, you smoking fucking splits? I'm like, you sitting over here trying to tell me how you have no motivation to do anything? So I'm like, man, I bet you smoking some fucking, I bet you smoking an indica on top of that, right? I'm like, what you smoking? He's telling me bubble gum. I was like, all right. Or was it green crack? One of the two. Because one of the two I bought and brought back. I can't remember. So I go to the store and lo and fucking behold, this nigga was getting an indica and rolling a fucking split after working a 12-hour day and thought he was gonna come home and be fucking productive.
What was he trying to do?
It's nothing, nigga. You're not gonna do nothing.
Motherfuckers trying to answer project.
You can't walk the dog. You can't do nothing. Dude, you can't even get horny after that, bro. Like,
Time to go to bed.
literally. So they're like, oh my God. Like they're thinking what's going on with their relationship and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
Yeah, if a strain ruled your life.
Dude, bitch, you gotta go or something?
My dick don't work.
Like,
You crying every
I'm like,
night?
bro. So then I put him on, and then he stopped smoking. He completely quit smoking cigarettes. Completely quit smoking. Never smoked another cigarette. So that, and then they never smoked another spliff. And now they stay conscious with sativas. And I was like, man, when you need to fucking go to sleep, that's what you have an indica. I was like, have some of that shit in the closet. You stay a block away. You know what I'm saying? Slide to the store for that bitch clothes. With a little alarm.
You save the relationship.
I would have, bro, if I lived in Amsterdam, I would have a 30-minute alarm so I know before that motherfucker closed.
Fuck.
Like, man, I gotta get to that motherfucker.
See this motherfucker running down the street every get the
Oh no.
on the bike.
That's my 30 minutes just in case I'm out.
So let me get this straight. You saved a relationship.
So I saved a relationship.
Holy shit.
Saved.
Like that's like having like a carbon monoxide leak in your house, and you just like, yeah, we keep passing out. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, bro, it gets better. So, man, listen, this shit gets even better. So, we go back. We are in Amsterdam, and we met. Who did we meet? What the fuck was his name, dude? Fuck, forgot. Damn,
Give him a
forgot.
fake name that sounds fun.
Michael. So,
Good old Michael.
did that quick as hell because he was white.
Hey, let's call him Mikael. Mikael. You ever see that video? Mikael Myers.
So wait. So I can't watch Barbara over there talking and shit.
Nigga said Michael.
So, but listen, this kid, he was Dutch, straight from Amsterdam, was the smartest motherfucking kid I've ever met in my life. I think he was 19. So he was working and he was serving us. And I was sitting there fucking tripping sack. And I was like looking at the fucking park like, just fuck raw. I'm like, what the fuck? Like this big gigantic park, all you see is green. Everybody's all fuck kicking it. It's just dope as fuck. So he's talking to us. He's like, oh man, I fucking know this guy from St. Louis, or not St. Louis, from New Orleans or whatever. And he's like telling us the story about fucking guns. He's like, man, this guy fucking could never understand, like, why would you never have fucking guns? Because there's no fucking guns in Amsterdam. And that's like how it fucking kicked off, because we were like, damn, what you mean? He's like, yeah, bro, you fucking go to police right now, they don't fucking use their gun. They don't have no guns here. He's like, go ask the police officer right now when's the last to use their gun. Fucking, he'll probably tell you never. You know what I'm saying? Like type shit. So he want to fuck kick. He love Americans, blah, blah, blah. He wants to kick in his shit. His dad or somebody traveled over here. He got the kicking his shit, blah, blah, blah. Kicking it with this kid, bro, was the coldest, mind-opening thing I think that happened to us while we're in Europe. So he ended up, and when I say the smartest motherfucking kid that you ever met in your life, he spoke 4 different languages, and his little sister that was like 7 years old spoke 7 different languages.
Christ, super mind.
7.
Yeah.
A beautiful
She was
mind.
7. She spoke a language per year that she was of age.
The fuck am
This
I
is the
doing?
wildest shit I've ever heard in my
I be
life.
talking so much
And then
shit.
his
to
mom,
dumb just talking
and all right, his mom was like some bank. She worked for a bank. She spoke like 13 fucking languages. So you can
Jesus
imagine,
Christ,
like, okay,
Yeah.
you can kind of get it. But for a 7-year-old to speak 7 different languages, like, I don't give a fuck if you know how to say hi and bye, and just have like a small, like, what the fuck?
Fluently
So
too?
now, yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's insane.
That's what that was literally like the first question that fucking Felicia had asked. Like, she was like, fluently? She was like, man, maybe she's like struggling on.
I'm over here
maybe
trying to hold on to
She's like,
English.
come on, man.
Understand
She's
that
not
too,
gonna.
yeah.
She's like, come on, man. She's not gonna just go full blown into a conversation with like Mandarin or something. But dude, she could fucking speak Mandarin.
That's
And
crazy.
it's just like,
That's insane, dude. That's crazy.
Man, it was hard as fuck.
so one of the wildest things, and me and Felicia wanted to move to Amsterdam so bad, and like they really didn't understand, like even when people were hating on us so bad in America, they're like, oh man, you go over there and you just think it's fucking better, and I'm like, yeah, bro, because it is.
It is. Yeah.
It is. Like, so he goes, you guys think it's so bad, but if they take 48% of your wages and give you everything that you don't need to pay for, including car insurance. So you don't even have to pay for car insurance.
And then, oh jeez.
Yeah, don't even have to pay for car insurance. So you, depending on the car, I mean, it's some type of tax. You know, obviously you have to pay some type of premium depending on how big your car is.
Okay.
So you have to pay if you have a bigger car there. So he's like, man, okay, so you make $12.50, $13 at the ice cream shop. He's like, then you go get you another job serving, everything gets tips. You know, we don't really ask for tips here, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's a tourist area, we get tips, you know what I mean? So he's like, man, if the only thing, I don't have to pay for lights, I don't have to pay for gas, pay for anything. I just had to pay for, or no. I think they did have to pay for lights. Fuck, it's been so fucking long, but it was literally minuscule. And he was like, man, if you really want to live a carefree life, if you want to live with like little worries or whatever, he's like, man, if you're making $2,700 a month, if you want to make more than that, make more than that. But they're only taking $900, to $1,200. He's like, man, you got $1,400 to live off for the rest of the month. Like, what the fuck? He's like, you throwing $200 for groceries? He's like, and groceries way different there. He's like, man, you throwing $100 for groceries? He's like, you got a roommate, you cut all that shit out. He's like, you're not gonna think of it the same. He's like, you're living, okay, maybe you want a nice car, maybe you want all that, but maybe you don't. And he's like, if this is the bare minimum, he's like, $1,200. You're fucking medical. You're everything. He's like, what the fuck else do you need? For real, for real. He's like, even if you go trick off on a couple fucking bitches and you still got some fucking food in the house, go fucking buy your drugs, go smoke your weed. What the fuck else do you need? Fucking sitting there, it's high as shit like.
You right? I mean, at that point, I think the fact that, that just comes down to like capitalism, just the way that America works. There's a culture of, I want to be better than you. So with that said, I need to have the avenues and I need the tools to be better than you.
Yeah.
So like, I should be able to stab you and get the job. Like, you know what I mean?
So here's the statistical things that he told us was about racism. There's like technically no racism there. He's like, this is a country that's deemed no racism. He's like, homeless people there are given $900 a month and a place to live.
What the fuck? Nigga, you ain't
He's like, there's no homeless people there.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He's like, did anybody ask you for any money? I was like, now that I think about it, nobody has asked me for a fucking dime crossing the street.
I might be the brokest motherfucker in this goddamn country.
That's wild.
Nobody asked me for a dime crossing the street and did not got to looking around like I have not seen a crack.
Just a red light, blue light with a dude pulling his hip and fucking a bitch in a window.
All right, yeah.
Then, man,
that's world
bro,
peace. That's the president.
Train systems.
That was the president.
Train systems are
They got over there.
efficient. They move. Oh man, I'm pretty sure the motherfuckers do about 75.
Is there a bullet train out there? Is that like a thing?
What?
Or is that like just a fictional? The bullet train. Where's that from?
I don't know about the bullet train, but
that shit hits like 100
I don't know, but these motherfuckers hitting 75 all day, and their regular trains are probably at our regular metro. That's like their regular trains.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's super, man.
Buckle up.
Get off the train in Amsterdam and see a fucking rainbow. We're like, oh, it's our day. Got some fucking euros, went straight to the fucking weed, man. Nah. So the weed place was called Pre-Damn Me. Went in there and got my little membership because I wanted to say, hey, go upstairs. You get your little weed, go upstairs. And there's fucking TVs with 3D.
What do you mean?
There's TVs with lounges with 3D and
like you gotta have the glasses and
you
shit?
And you just sit there and roll up.
Hold on.
This was the coldest shit. Yeah, they give you the glasses.
Oh.
Coldest shit there was like Fast and some old ass Fast and the Furious on or something. You don't give a fuck. You like run it.
Turn it.
What you got on the menu?
He said run it.
That cocoa chocolate shit. Yeah, run that shit. Yeah,
we got Cars. We got Cars 3.
Then go upstairs. Got like pool tables and shit. Just in and out of any type of place. So now this, and I know I got reamed for this by saying this online too. But the food was shitty. The food was shitty.
I was gonna ask you about
everywhere that we went, and there was like, how the fuck are you gonna deem all of Europe? Because I was like, man, the food was shitty as hell in Europe. I was on my third country. I'm like, bro, we
What is it? What is it like? Was it like beans and sausages or something?
They're like, what you need, a fucking burger? I was like, nah, bro, I don't need a fucking burger, bro. I need something, I can
do they
move
have
around.
fat?
And I am, everybody know, if you really know, you know I'm super, super picky, but I still eat fucking pasta. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, I'm talking about.
What they have?
Bullshit. It's a lot of
sheep ankle.
Man, what's the not the kebabs, man?
Cockatoo nails, like what?
Man, Indians got a lot of food joints over there. Man, it's just, bro. I'm like, no bullshit.
What's wrong, bro? You don't like sauteed koala elbows, like
that's China.
That sounds disturbing.
Listen.
Nice and crispy.
God. Oh,
So
PETA
listen,
episode.
I love food too. I wouldn't even eat that shit.
until we met Simone, this was so great about meeting Simone in Italy. We met him in, what's that, Savona or Genoa? Savona. Anyway, so he's like, man, I'll take you to a raw ass restaurant, blah, blah, blah. We're like, bro, you sure, man? Or are you trying to make us a restaurant? Like, I'm like, man, we don't want hostile shit, bro.
Yeah.
But he ended up being cool.
I was just telling him about Hostel when we were driving over here. He's never heard of it.
So his dad, his brother, like his brother and like his best friend were like performers at the hotel. And when I say that these two motherfuckers
Singing or dancing?
Singers.
Okay.
Could fucking blow. Like, you're sitting there like, what the
Are these strange people just walking around, just like, oh, yeah, I sing down the street?
Just at
crazy.
some random hotel. Hotel was dope though. Had a little pool and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of rare out there, but it's bro. I was like, damn, man, talented. So got cool with their family. Tried to take us out, but they didn't want to be too pushy because they're like, man, you know, they're fucking weird. Like, I would be weirded too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But their parents were like so fucking cool.
wanna
They
meet
were
my
so
mom?
young.
Yeah.
It was so crazy about fucking Italy. Nobody's divorced. Everybody's still together. Everybody's still in love.
terrifying.
Everybody's walking through the street, fucking holding hands, kissing each other. Like it's like Italy is another ball game when it comes to like people are about, you know, who they love. You know, that's who they love. Like I'm sure some bullshit like anywhere else, but it's like in your face there, like for sure.
Everybody loaded up on carbs all day. Hell yeah.
But what's dope, man, I'm telling you, man, Amsterdam was like kind of like one of the coldest places, like well, Berlin was the most like Chicago with all the graffiti. But on the LGBTQ side is Amsterdam actually. They go hard as a motherfucker. They got a couple whole ass streets that go down. That's actually where I went. I went down there and got me a haircut. Got me fresh than a bitch out there. Forget what buddy's name was, man. I was like, man, let me go to Rob, bro. Rob was like, you whipped some shit up. He was like, what you need? I was like, yeah. Yup.
This is the guy.
Finna tear this shit up. Let's get nah. I mean, God. Anyway. Pause.
Which color light is that?
Pause. So, man, trip of a lifetime though, and I thank Felicia seriously because she had won a trip, bro. Like won a bunch of money to go on vacation with, so we were able to like go on this like 10-day cruise.
That's crazy.
We had already went to a couple of the countries already and went back to like Barcelona. Did not like Barcelona. Got our passport stolen. Had to go to the embassy to get the passport. I know I got a salty taste in my mouth, but fuck Barcelona. Then then they tried to get me again on the train. The bitch had to beat the nigga ass on the train. I don't even need to know Spanish to know what she's saying to this nigga.
Jesus
She like,
Christ.
nigga, guillotine your motherfucking ass right now. Boy. You got the wrong one. This ain't no tourist shit over here. I know what she's saying. Look, push him off the train. I get off the train, my bag open. I'm like, bruh. And I knew not to put nothing in there because the shit had already happened. Get off this motherfucker, bag open. I'm like, bruh, it's bad here. It's so bad in bro, it's so bad in Spain. They have bag wrapping stations in the fucking airport where you put it on and wrap your shit. So
You gotta strap your shit and lock it to your leg.
Well, that's
Swear
good
to
to
God.
know, man.
You gotta
Holy
sit
shit.
in. You gotta sit in the front of you like a baby.
And we went with a backpack, one backpack for 5 weeks on our back, rolled everything up in there.
Dude,
Wish
had
I
so
didn't
much
take the
anxiety.
fucking laptop, but fuck.
Oh no, hell no, dude! I would have anxiety through the
Yeah,
roof
it
going
was-
through there.
yeah.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, shoved a bunch of drugs in there. It's great.
Shit, man.
I
Well,
went with like 50 pills and a fucking sheet of acid.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, wow, the fuck.
Hey,
man, you might-
No request radio. We don't fuck around.
No, I was about to say you might need to
Oh, wow.
rebrand No Request Radio Amsterdam, bro. It's coming soon. man.
You got
Man, the
different
olden
segments.
days, bro. The olden days, man.
Hey,
Joe,
man.
man, this nigga Joe one time the motherfucking at Dance Fest Topia, the fucking acid melted, and I was like, I don't know what I was doing all weekend, but I didn't really like go hard. Somebody will say I was out there in my boxers with no shoes on, but I don't know what the fuck they talking about. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. But anyway, so like Sunday, I must have deemed it like Saturday was like a sober day. So I don't know. This back day we used to get down, you know. Joe loses, and then he finds it. So he pays it, man, y'all can have that. So I was like, man, Ralph, let me get that. Ate it. I think it's like, a couple tabs. He's like, bruh. I'm like, what? He's like, bro, it was like 12, 13 tabs. I'm like, gel tabs? Dude, everything evaporated like 30 seconds.
You took 12, 13 in one
Bro,
sitting?
everything evaporated like 13. Felicia will even tell this story even wilder because my memory reset like every fucking 3
Bro, did
minutes.
you see God and shit?
I saw the inside of my asshole, sure, because this shit, I look like fucking jackass when he's trying to climb out the fucking rhinoceros ass. Like, I just went into the tent, so like I could be safe because I was not safe. Like everything wiped, like there was no more sight.
You said it reset.
Like, my eyes was open and I could not see.
I had one experience with that shit, man, and never again. Never again.
Man, I was
Like,
fucked up, bro. But
one
DMT
was too
was
much.
DMT was the one though, man.
That's the one where you see the
I tell people,
over you.
I just tell motherfuckers, bro, like, you guys, when you're playing with these psychedelics and shit, like, there's a lot that you can get from it, but like, if you got shit going on in your life, or if there's stress, anguish, and
but you ain't ready
you're just a damaged person, like,
face yet?
you really need to be careful with this shit, because I'll never smoke DMT again, because, and I actually got a positive episode out of mine, and I'm just gonna leave it there. You know what I'm saying? Because I ended up on a white astral plane talking to myself, and myself told me to marry my wife. And I married her in 5 weeks, and we were like
crazy.
6.5 years later with a kid. So that ended up
Black
panning
Panther
out.
shit, man.
That shit ended up panning out for me.
You got sent to the ancestral prayer, my brother.
Damn.
Listen,
Damn.
I woke up. I tried to zap Joe, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is when I found out how to actually blast off, and I know how to send a nigga to the promised land, like factual. Like I know it's one way. It's one way. It's a surefire way to get there, and it's out of a rig. So what you do? I shouldn't even say this shit.
I can sense.
I was gonna say, we're already this deep, man. We might as well just keep going.
But anyway, it's serious about the spiritual shit, because like I've even known a couple people, and they've even said, like, guys, man, don't do nothing super crazy or on acid or take a bunch of it if somebody has died in your family, or like that's the type of shit that breaks down or you can't hold in the emotion, and it really molds the trip into good or bad.
Yeah.
And I am 37 years old. I probably tripped over 100 something times, 150, at least almost 200 times, and I've never had a bad trip. I don't know how. That's the only one I wasn't trying to brag about how many times. I was just trying to get to the point where I don't know how. I don't know how I've never had a bad trip. But just stay positive, be around people, you know what I'm saying? And just like, that's not something that you just do all the time, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you heard about all this like chocolate, the mushroom chocolate that they got now?
Yes.
What's your opinion on that, man?
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Okay.
Holla at Hosted and Toasted.
Oh shit. Well, yo, that I gotta say, man, you had this is probably some of the best stories I think.
Get
outside
outta
of
here.
Dude, no, I'm serious. I was fully I'm still fully invested on your Amsterdam trip, but
I'm telling you. So
He changed
Reggie,
his nigga life. Boy.
listen, Reggie.
Shit, man.
God, what the fuck? Oh my God. I'm just gonna call him Steve. He gonna be mad that I forgot that his fucking name. I cannot believe I forgot
Michael.
his name. So Reggie, and then Regina, and Tom and Paul.
Shout out to all you guys.
They really changed our trip, and so we got off the cruise ship in where did we go back to? We went back to Savonas. We had to make a decision. We made this decision on the second to last day on the cruise, and we're like, okay, where do we want to go? We could have went to London. I got a nigga in London that I had met in St. Lucia like a couple years back. He really wanted to see me. I've been trying to make it out to London to see him. He had a little boat and shit. I was like, damn, drive through the canal and smoke weed. I was like, that shit sounds fantastic. So then we had some other girls we met in Mexico too, like that were in England or London too. It was like I got, bro. I'm telling you, bro. If you're ever in Europe, I got some motherfucking people like that you can link up with for sure. So, or we could go to Berlin with her homie that she just lives there. She's a nurse there. She had moved there, travel abroad to go study or whatever. So, or we could go to Belgium. So we like, damn, bro, what the fuck we want to do? So we ended up selling the fucking tickets. Because, that's where we were supposed to fucking go. It's to Belgium to Tomorrowland. Right. We are selling the fucking tickets. We're like, well, fuck that. We go stay with your friend. Oh, yeah. Shit, let's go to Berlin. So we take a fucking bus through Italy, through France to go to Nice, France. And then hop on a flight and went to Berlin. And the flight from Nice to Berlin was $27. No, not that one. That one was 30-something. The flight from Berlin to Amsterdam, because it was so close, was only $27. And it took less than 40 minutes.
Damn, it
was insane. So, and I will actually give you another one. And if anybody ever goes, you fly to Amsterdam. Like fly to Amsterdam to Schiphol. And get your whip. So everybody like gets so fucking scared, but it's not. It's a GPS like anything else, and they drive on the same side of the road. So get your car, and it is 3.5 hours to Belgium, and then it's 5 hours from there to Paris. You talking about shit that we do in the U.S. Well, I'm just saying, like, this shit that you do in the U.S., like, nigga, I get in the car and drive 5 hours.
You ain't getting nowhere for $27.
It's like, you're never beating that. So that's crazy on that. The bus was, I'm telling you, what the fuck was the bus called out there?
It's like a direct.
Cuba, some bus out there. Dope. Listen, this was the way, like driving through the mountains of France was like some of the coldest shit I ever seen. Like straight hobbit houses and shit. This shit was cold. Like
Lord of the Rings.
I still got some of the pictures, man. Some of the
Harry
pictures
Potter.
down there. Some of the pictures. I was looking at the one with Felicia in the pink scarf. That's Amsterdam right there.
Hobbit houses.
Yeah, man. That's a couple of them down there from the cruise ship and. So even down there in France, peace and all that shit was trash, man.
So I was gonna say, man, let's kind of just piggyback on. I think our guests are gonna love to hear this. Personally, I've never heard this. I'm trying to go out there one of these days, but I wanted you to ask some of your questions, man, regarding the weird shit. I mean, now you have this material. I hope, dude, this is giving him material to feed off of this interview because that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how uncomfortable I want to make this whole conversation.
That
I
is
definitely
the
was
craziest shit I've heard.
Well, you was trying to get on here and just shoot some shit,
here.
but you ain't know. I mean, it's a couple layers, man. That's the
vibe. That's the vibes always that we like to make these. Of course, we're gonna sit here and talk about some technical stuff, but we always want this to be just an open
it feels good to really. Jesus Christ. I guess it's kind of nice to hear Son in the background.
That's a special guest.
Special guest.
He gave us the no earlier, though, man. He was like,
walked in and
he's
looked
like, I'm going to shut this shit down.
Yeah, did he, man? But, yeah, man, I think it's just, the layers and the things that I'm trying to do and, like, just being a DJ, like, I get still probably the most plug on that,
Yeah.
So I think that it just kind of like gets overlooked like a lot of the other stuff that I do. But, I'm just trying to bring it all full circle and, bring on that technical
life experience, bro.
You're talking about.
Where's that?
You got a lot of life experience, man. You got a lot more than shit, bro. Like I think half the people we talk to don't have that interesting of stories. Like, honest to God, man.
What? Get out of here.
I mean, there's definitely like, we always, it's interesting hearing like backgrounds and like where people been, but I don't think we've talked to anybody that have like traveled through Europe, that have like done what you said. And I mean, comparing the festivals, I think is really interesting too. Like, you're comparing, how that ruined the shit for you out here, which is,
it changed my whole perspective on living here completely. Like, just standing in one spot on a ship, and it's just like 7-8 different languages talking at the same time. Like, it's just,
and that's the interesting thing, because that's how I got into like EDM and stuff. So there's this show called Skins. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's pretty much like part of that show is
sounds whack.
You know what?
Jeez.
Sometimes you guys, when you start to express and open up to people, just don't do it.
Came out with a left hook right there.
So this show, a big part of this show was like rave culture, right? So part of that is, music is a big part of the show. So I wasn't really listening to EDM before I watched this show, but my introduction wasn't just maybe your Steve Aoki track or some Calvin Harris shit. It was straight Borgore, hardstyle, Gabber, doom, doom, doom. So I started so far ahead as far as fucking my ears up that when everything started really slowing down and now we're doing all I need, if I hear that shit one more goddamn time, I'm just like, I can vibe out to a lot of stuff, but personally for me, especially when it goes out to partying and dancing and stuff, I want to feel like I'm going to die. That's why I like bass house so much, at least for that 4/4 stuff.
It's just in your fucking face. You just like it in your face.
Yeah, man.
You may fucking.
It's a new type of podcast now, guys. Everybody put on your 3D glasses.
I know. But I don't know. It's that shit that gets into your soul.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it too. Just a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I remember.
Dave, let me put your ass on the spot.
Nah, man. I remember I can vibe to the whole,
put
trap.
Dave on the spot. I want to put Dave on the spot.
Hey, man.
Dave, you say, wait, hold on, Dave. Hold on. You say, I love that shit too.
And what'd he say? He said, I love that shit.
Well,
You got the full effect.
now we know. Now we know he's got that, bro.
Hey, wait.
Fucking cornball.
But nah, on some real shit. If you love the soulful shit, do how and trust me, I'm not calling anybody out. Like, I love this, but does it ever break you, like, playing so much of the music that you really don't want to play, or do you really love it that much though?
I think there's two halves to it, because going back to the stuff that you were saying with, like, I got, dude, back in the 2012, 2013, when that shit was going on, I was into that heavy shit. So when you kind of transition from that into like a lot more of the, tech house and like a lot more of the vibey shit, and I grew up, my mom and my family heavy into jazz, man. Everything was, what was that radio station every Sunday morning? Smooth jazz.
V103.
Quiet. No, he's talking about Quiet Storm.
Oh, 95.
No, yeah, you know what
I
I'm
think it
talking
was like
about.
95. I think
Okay,
it was before they turned 95.5 into that Bond station.
Put that little hump in your soul.
That's before. Then after they turned it Punto Cinco C.
So that's where I'm coming from, man. And I guess it was just like something about like the chord progressions and hearing simple bass lines with that, dude. And just to answer your question, what I'm getting at here is it's two halves, of the sound, right? You got guys who are like Dr. Fresh and all these other guys that I look up to putting out this like crazy heavy stuff. Then you got the clubs wanting you to play open format. And then you got these guys that are making this real groove, like you got Green Velvet, like you got some like just some artists that are just at the top of the game. I even Ron Carroll and like the Basura Boys, Nick, dude, like they putting out shit that's just hot, right?
They going, man.
Real groovy.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Nick. Steve. Yep. Can't forget Steve. It's his birthday too today, man.
Yeah, happy birthday to that.
Happy birthday,
Forgot
Steve.
to text that.
But yeah, man. So I had no choice but to figure out, like, you know, where that's all gonna fit. And my genre really, or what I got started in college, it was like party music. But I'm not gonna like just I don't get mad is the answer, because I'm like, dude, you know, I came from just the party. You know what I mean? I got started back when 2012 when I saw, I'll never forget, man, I think it was Borgor. One of those years, dude. He was doing a big room set and made stage in Soldier Field. Look this up. This set was fucking amazing though, dude. Like, this would put him at that next level. And I didn't even know he did, you know, big room and electro house. And I was like, oh my God, bro, this is blowing me away. And he had top 40 kind of like lyrics in there. It was like hip hop based. And shit went off, bro. I'm talking, we were partying. And that's where, like, when I heard that, you know, I kind of got a little bit more into that. But just my background was all classical. And, you know, coming from that jazz and all that, that's why I love that's how I write, too. That's how I write music. But it's a hard break, man. When you go to Iowa State, like the school I went to, those...
It's Taylor Swift night every night, baby.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could throw that, like, you know, like you get a house beat over that.
Man, it's hard, man.
It is hard, bro. And I get what you're saying. It's just like, fuck, man. Like, you know,
I think that's always the best middle ground, and like know what you want to hear and the sound that you like, and trying to find that middle ground.
That's what I try to do, right? Like, if I'm gonna play something with like some like lyrics, man, I'll either make it where it's like, yeah, this is what I would rock if it didn't have these lyrics. And as long as it can fit that vibe, because I'm trying to build like a bigger audience, you know? Like, I look at Skrillex and all these motherfuckers, they doing, you know, they want that audience from the community, and they want, you know, more of a mainstream audience. A lot of them have been breaking into it, so.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, man, just play Bad Bunny, bro.
I can't do that too much, man. That's, you know, I do.
I mean, just like, all joking aside, I mean, that's kind of like where I was going. So if you don't see me playing like a ton, man, I seen Charles the other day. He was like, man, I see you all over the place. I'm like, huh? I feel like I'm not really on that much shit unless you just follow me. You just follow me.
Yeah.
He follows me.
I see you everywhere.
I just follow that would make a lot of sense, right?
He's stalking you?
Stupid. So dumb sometimes. Anyway. But yeah. It's man, I see you everywhere. I'm like, man, I pick, bro. And I'm not saying this like anything else, but like, why go play a show that I don't really fit, you know, just because you asked me.
I respect
like,
that.
Man, I turned down some shit, bro. Like, I'm turning that shit down. And like, I've even had people that talk to me and ask me for mentor, and they do the complete opposite. And I'm just like, a dude taught me one day, he was fucking about to pull up the hover. I'm like, what the fuck you going over there for? And he's like, what, bro? He's like, what, blah, put me. I'm like, all right, bro. I was like, everybody got side gigs, you motherfucker. I was like, everybody do something different on the side, bro. Motherfucker, everybody got to get paid for their talent. Sometimes, people are good at running shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because this motherfucker play house elsewhere. So this nigga gets there, 80 BPM. I'm like, like that's just heartbreaking. That's nothing within your fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead and get it together. Spotify, I don't know what you're gonna do, but I'm just saying, I'm not finna do Taylor Swift, and I fuck with that shit too when I'm in the bar kicking with ladies and shit. We hang it, it's cool, but me.
Can't agree with that.
Just gotta stand for something a little bit more. And another thing, like I was just talking to some dude online, some rando, cause I like perspective, and I get caught in conversations sometimes, and people think like I'm super judgmental, or they think like, and it's actually not that at all. I'm just like, But I also got to understand too about having like people didn't ask for my fucking opinion either. So like I always got to keep that in mind. But like it's not judgmental. It's always just a perspective, and it's just me always looking at both sides of the fence, and that's just how I live life. Like it's just always both sides of the fence, even if I know that it's wrong. I can better perceive why that's wrong by trying to understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's like, you know, I know a lot of people don't do that, but it's just really changed my perspective on a lot of things and just trying to understand it. Man, bro, don't nobody want to be right. Motherfuckers just want to try to find a balance.
Yeah, it's music too. People get sensitive about music too, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I stopped. I personally, especially even with my blogging and stuff, I stopped putting my personal opinions unless I really hate somebody. Like the baby sucks. That music is trash. I think when he first came out, I was like, "Oh, that's cool," and then he kept doing the same shit. Yeah. There's a couple. I have a very. It's not a long list, but I have a laundry list of people where like at least a couple times a year I'll just tweet out like "fuck," like DJ Academic, like "fuck DJ Academic," like stuff like that. But outside of that, no. I think music. People are just sensitive about it. I just try my best to. Because I know when you want to talk about judgmental, when I start talking about music, it's not good. I've had people that I'm like, oh yeah, bro, send me some music. I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, oh, you gonna? I can't remember the last time I talked to a girl and I was like, send me some music, and she's just like, no, I don't think you're gonna like it. I'm like, why would I not like it? She's like, I don't trust my abilities. I'm like, well, stop listening to fucking Olivia Rodrigo. Then maybe you have some music to share.
Yeah, but see, I mean,
Olivia, though, I do. I'm sorry.
But see, and going back to the story, like just offering a perspective, like dudes, like man, you really can't be shit without making your own music, and I'm like, I beg to differ. I say that, you know, first of all, what disc jockeys weren't a fucking thing. I was like, you just completely ignored radio that was on the radio.
Being knowing how to search, not only knowing how to search for new music and music to fucking, but actual good shit. You got to work on it. It's
a craft, and to try to duck. I don't think, and I get it where some things are just so gimmicky or cliche to the point where everybody's like looking for the same thing or trying to play the same hot shit. Oh man, like you hear people playing like some of the hottest artists like fresh out the gate at 9:00 at night. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like, oh well, you know, all the other artists should be prepared and not. It's just like, yeah, you're right, but you know, to me, that shit belongs at a bait show. Like to me, there should never be any conversation about a fucking opener. You know, keeping it easy. Like, bro, this is a bait show. That motherfucker's supposed to smoke some shit fresh out the gate. I think I'm launching the hardest shit I got. What the fuck? I might build up to it for maybe 10 minutes. I'm trying to cut somebody's fucking dick off.
I agree 100%.
What the fuck? This is bass music.
Yes.
Send this motherfucker.
Yeah,
We ain't no I'm 30. I ain't no bitch. Full on send this bitch, bro. This is bass
sweat.
music. Nah. A motherfucker still trying to get they goddamn they old fashioned when they come kicking over my
This ain't no fucking
trying
lounge.
to get a you know.
This ain't a fucking jazz lounge. Get the fuck up.
No, I agree with that.
Start throwing shoes
So
at people.
when you get all these house shows, you know what I'm saying? Bro, where are we at with the bass house at 9:00? So I know that there's certain clubs out there and there's but I mean, we got to still have places where we can create that vibe too. Cause I mean, you still got Arbella,
House calls.
Yeah. Man, you know what I'm saying? I mean, fuck. The list is already getting super low where you just know that you're going to listen to some prime house music.
That shit was a vibe, man. I went there for the first time 3 weeks ago. When who does Radius bookings?
Infinity?
Yeah.
Well, him and somebody else, but yeah.
Shit, bro. That, I mean, again, like for a venue, and I actually low key think Chicago needs a couple more of those.
What, the big gigantic ones?
No. Like house call.
Oh.
Yeah, like that
Well,
intimate.
don't say
like,
it too loud.
No.
I mean, shit, y'all know what house guest is, man. Come fuck with me. I be doing the same thing. It's just, you know,
Do we
about
need? Yeah, the scene needs that.
It does.
You know.
They actually, house calls got their start at Blind Barber, actually.
Okay,
A lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
So I actually got a gig booked over there. So I'm
Yeah, I remember.
trying to
Wait,
get over
Blind
there.
Barber right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get. I got house
slide.
guests booked over there. So I'm trying to see what I'm gonna do.
You got a
Maybe-
date? You want
I
to let the
had
people
this-
know?
So I had this. You guys probably gonna laugh at me. So I had the 15th, and I actually called them back because my calendars weren't leaked on the fucking iPad. I was so pissed off. I was sitting with the fucking goddamn owner of this goddamn fucking place and jagged on the date. And it wasn't even that I jagged on the date when I went back. And you don't never, like, if you're going to do something, do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a bitch, but half of the criteria of doing something is, like, sometimes you just got to duck shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a choice, like, duck that shit. And the 15th is so motherfucking... It's like the hardest date in fucking April, bro. And I was just like, I looked at this shit. So it was a couple things out yonder, but Boiler Room, I'm just not even going. Like, you, for one, I'm a team player. Two, if you guys are running rap top 40 on other days, you need to go ahead and run that and duck the house shit when it is. There's some shit that ain't even been announced yet.
Yep.
But Volak is at Spy Bar 415.
Yep.
Boiler Room, and then Ferris Wheel is at Bay Station.
Yep.
I'm not gonna go throw a straw bar.
That's
That's
tough,
just keeping
that's
it
a tough-
real. It's
Yep.
just keeping it real. Like,
that's
you know
tough.
what I'm saying? And I was even talking to a couple cats. You know, shout out to Family Affair, Barco, House of Walls, like all those guys. And you know, we really finna come together and do a couple things. But man, still trying to, like, you just got to be smart. You know, everybody's gonna be fighting over the couple days. You know, it's only 4 Saturdays. You know what I mean? You just don't want to end up on a date of Oliver Heldens this
Yeah,
year.
you will lose. Yeah, nah, for real,
It's
man.
gonna be slow.
Facts.
Nah,
It's gonna be super slow.
You go ahead, hurt yourself if you want to.
that's how the scene works, you know. But no, that's we want to link all this, put it in the description, and keep up with your shit, man. I was gonna say, man, do you have any last couple remarks? I wanted to leave the floor open for you just to kind of give one more. If you got some other stuff coming up, let them know because we want to put it on our channels. Get some more promotion going. Obviously, with no requests.
You guys, it's kind of crazy. I been working on this station for a while. Like, I appreciate you guys. Like, these guys were on the bandwagon with me from the jump. I went to holler at Quinn. He was like, you know what? I knew when he started hitting the keys. When he started hitting the keyboard, I was like, he started looking some shit up. Shit started getting wrote down. I was like, oh, okay, we might be onto something. So then, I'm not for sure if we went to Miles. We went to Miles, had a little preset. Miles is our production engineer, by the way.
Shout out Miles.
Chief engineer. He did our first one. We scrapped everything. And just, long story short, we were like, man, how the fuck are we just going to press all this on Miles? Like, this is, I can't really do that to him. So we took a little break, came back. I built the studio up. It's done. Not done, but, to the point where we're sitting here and getting some episodes done. So I guess you could say it's livable. And you got 7 shows coming at you. 7 fucking shows. So you can check it out on Mixcloud. That's No Request Radio Shy _ No Request Radio.
All gas, no
Shy
brakes. Get ready
_
to get your dick cut off.
Yeah,
Chicago.
and then Ezra Jermale, Chicago IG is me.
Linking all that
We
in
don't
there
fuck
for you.
with Facebook no more.
You been zucked, bro.
I was gonna say
Nah, it ain't even
that's
that.
a different
You know what
character
it
on
was?
there.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all some shit crazy, and I promise you, I'll tell you the truth. We were talking about some shit, and I've been banned for some shit before, and I purposely got banned again to purge to purge the rest of the necessary. If I ever deemed anything necessary to go over there,
you got yourself
I purged
fired.
that shit. Purged the fuck out of that shit. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of something. Oh yeah, straight hammer. I knew it was coming. I knew I did it on purpose. I was like, man, I beat the shit out of the nigga that wrote this bullshit. I did that. Man, that shit came so fast, bro. So I'm like, okay, cool, quick 30. And I had dude, I don't even think I was off the other 30 for like 3 days. I'm like, run it. I'm going to really be done with this shit. And I am. I don't even go on there. That shit sit on the fucking Safari browser. I don't think I've had the app for that shit for years. Like, we don't fuck with that nigga.
Now he on Twitter harassing niggas.
At IG.
Stop it. Do not follow me on Twitter.
That's the thing. You damn near can't get banned on. I don't know when people are talking about that they get banned on Twitter. I'm like, what are you on Twitter doing?
Oh, tell somebody to self-harm themselves. Yeah.
Is that
that's how you get it.
That's,
I told Franco to slap himself, but the bitch right under me had the dildo so far in the fucking nostrils. Shit was wild. And another bitch. No, that wasn't on my feed.
Twitter,
that's what I'm saying.
Twitter,
no, but
dude.
that's
that shit pisses me off all the time too. I do not understand why are people just fucking themselves in the nostrils with dildos, and then the next one is like pouring their heart out about it.
Because
the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
Because they're not pulling it down.
Hey, listen, it's the freak nasty nigga at the crib that got $9.99. That's what.
Sliding DMs. Trying to sniff some socks. It's Saturday night.
Yes, hey.
It's raining.
It's a couple freak niggas.
I got two medium-sized Domino's pizzas.
They got a couple extra.
I'm trying to sniff some socks.
Oh my!
Call you. It's on your calendar. Just say sock night.
When got them a little prepaid.
Prepaid socks.
When they got you, I go to like Mobile, Alabama, and like at their gas stations, they just sell out of prepaid credit cards. You just know a nigga going home and get all the only.
I'm imagining you go to a gas station and they just got like socks packaged
I can imagine this shit.
like lunch meat.
You're probably right.
I'm telling you, bro. I was watching some shit about. Never mind.
Yeah, dude's out there cheating on his wife. He don't want no paper trail, man. He's fucking using.
Oh my god, that's funny as hell.
Cricket phones.
You don't gotta know something about nothing. Know something about nothing.
That's the name of the episode. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, shit, man. I think do we have an outro now? I think, right? Isn't that we got some outro music? Oh, look at this.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
This is fucking.
Shout out No Request Radio. Shout out Ezra.
It's fucking.
We out. We in this.
Sanford and Son ass music.